So thank you. I'm Brendan Lewis, founder and CEO of Lean Financial. So only 32% of consumers make monthly budgets, which is only half the solution anyway, because it doesn't count for the things you're going to buy in the future. Not surprisingly, 49% of consumers are fearful regarding their financial future. Without planning for the things you're going to buy in the future, you place yourself on a batch money supply with the money you need and the money you don't need together in the same checking account, making it very easy to misinterpret access to needed funds for available spending money, tricking consumers into thinking they have more money than they do and buying things they don't need. This is explained by Parkinson's law, which is the concept that people increase their need for a resource to fill its availability. Consumers need a batch money supply, or a lean money supply, and a budgeting tool that makes it easy to plan and save for the things you want to buy in the future, so you can save for that dream trip to Australia. So just put in what you want, how much it costs, and when you want it for the equal monthly installments to pay to get there. Each month, you just deposit the exact amount of money needed for the interest to complete the installment over the savings period. So this month, it takes $99.05 to complete that $100 installment. So our budgeting interface is organized to show if you're ahead of or behind your purchasing plan at a glance. So each month, users deposit the exact amount of money needed. So all future purchases are organized into consistent, consolidated payments that generate interest each month. Each payment keeps you on pace with your needs, reducing financial anxiety. So now what's left in checking accounts represents how much money you can actually spend and still buy what you need in the future. So our business model is a deposit broker. We give out customers slightly less money than we get from partner banks, generating revenue on every dollar budgeted to the interface without any direct fee to the customer. So this, in the meantime, we create a sample of the consumer marketplace. So not only is this the next step in lean strategies, it's the next step in big data. So let's say last period, 60 of 1,000 purchases were for Nintendo Switch, which correlated to Nintendo selling 500,000 units. If next period we plan on dispersing 75 of 1,000 Nintendo Switches, we can forecast the Nintendo Switch sales will go up 25%. So we're in the fintech market, and we combine two of the top 5 adopted services. Last year, households with $30,000 to $120,000 income saved $5.6 billion of non-bank savings tools, and that's just in the US. Lean Financial's utility and interface are universal. So the biggest competition is credit cards that enable financial irresponsibility. Current budgeting tools charge a fee, which is an oxymoron for a budgeting tool, and they only focus on current expenses, leaving customers to hope they'll have the money when they need it in the future. Lean Financial turns future purchases into current investments, and these aren't mutually exclusive. You can use Acorns to round up your change on your purchases, while you use Lean Financial to save for the down payment of your next car. So right now, our current marketing plan is to help people save for the things they want. In the future, we're going to create a link that can be put into sellers' advertising so customers can click on a purchase they want, add the product to their budget, and save for it lean with the purchasing information. So Lean Financial is trademarked in North America. We are a current service, live and working. Current users deposit about $2,000 each month, which correlates into $10 in revenue each month. So that's if I have time, I will oh, no. This is my demo. So here we are adding, come on, start.
You're okay.
Okay, so here, this is everything we're buying in the future. We're adding a purchase, the same Australia flight, what you want and when. There's 2 payment options. You can pay automatically each month, set it and forget it, or manually when you have the funds available. You can do Lean Cash, which is liquid and guaranteed. You can remove the funds anytime you want, or Lean CD, which is locked away, generating interest. So we just save the purchase and add it to your budget. And now in a second, we're going to make a manual payment. So here you'll see all the things you're buying in the future, and in green, the exact amount of money needed for the interest to complete the installment or the savings period. Everything consolidated into one payment each month that generates revenue until you need it for the purchase. So internet was slow on demo day. It'll get there. So here you're seeing, just as the father of Lean concepts would have suggested, everything you're buying in the future organized so you can see if you're ahead of or behind your purchasing plan at a glance. You see at the bottom there, your flight to Australia, that little bit that we've hit. Thank you.
Thank you.
you want to go ahead and go first, Dave? Hold it 1 second and roll.
How many customers do you have?
About 20. The average amount deposited each month is about $100.
How do you acquire new customers?
So right now everything is done off Facebook. We're going to switch from that. I'm going to try to work with businesses to help sell their specific products. So in that case, it would be Fiat and FCA or hotels. The credibility is really need to get. So if we can get the businesses, that gives us the credibility we need to begin with.
How did you get the first 20 customers?
All Facebook. So that demo, we have another marketing thing that kind of shows everything, but so far it's been all been Facebook.
Those are cold ads. People click through and start depositing money with you from Facebook?
Yeah, so far what I can tell from customer research, it's people that understand lean concepts and instantly get it. I know one of my customers is a retiree who absolutely loves it. When you think about having a regular income or a fixed income, this makes your expenses just as fixed as your income. So yeah.
This is very, very cool. I've seen 2 or 3 other similar kinds of companies. You're onto something that other people are also figuring out. It's a good way to do it. It seems to be very popular. The company that I followed for a while ended up closing, even though they had a contract with Toyota for cars, to try to save. They were investing. Here's where they kind of fell apart. So I don't know if you've thought about this. It's that it is they needed incentives. There was this whole push towards, and they spent a lot of time trying to find what could you give somebody, because it maybe for a retiree, he's got a lot of time to think about this, but that's not your typical customer, my guess is. They're young, they have other things that they want to spend money on or they need to, and so it ended up going about this company went belly up. So to let you know.
Currently, a major change in this is blockchain. So now we move funds so cheaply that it costs very little to keep this running, which is a really big thing. This is really made possible by blockchain. So I don't know when that was before. Last year. Okay, so were they giving interest or anything like that? I'm hoping that soon I can start selling bonds through this way, so I can give actually a really good interest rate. So right now, there's Lean Cash, which is completely liquid, completely guaranteed. Lean CD, which is completely guaranteed, not liquid, and you earn a little bit of interest. I'm hoping to sell bonds this way, which completely are not guaranteed, not liquid, but a really competitive interest.
You're onto something. It's good. Hope you can make it work.
So you've decided to kind of partner with some of these companies that are trying to sell products. Have you thought about partnering with financial institutions or some of the organizations that provide technology to financial institutions, and why not go that route as opposed to partnering with the individual companies?
I would love to. A Japanese company reached out to me for a pilot project, I pitched to them working with them to create that link, but they said no. I would love to work with banks. I want to be a banking marketplace. I want to, instead of banks offering services, I want services to offer banks. And I want to search the open market for the best rates, group people's funds up so they can get access to, with CDs, so much is based on minimum payments. So if I can get enough customers, group them up, I can give them access to CD rates that they can't get on their own.
Yeah, I think that's the route to go, as opposed to trying to go after, like Carolyn said, some of these large like Toyota or car companies, because large banks especially are not good with technology, and they're looking for innovative ways to connect with the younger generation. So I would strongly advise trying to partner with whether it's small community banks, credit unions, and then eventually the companies that provide technology to those
Absolutely.
demographics as well.
Absolutely.
Speaking of technology, did you develop this yourself? Do you have developers?
I designed it in Excel, but I had developers that went to U of M, AMBR Detroit, who developed it for me.
And will they continue to do development with you?
I'm not sure. I know the link inside. I don't know how to program a printer, so I I don't know how much is to do. I don't know if the link that I want next is inside their scope. I might have to go a little bit. They did a great job, and I would love to continue to work with them. But I haven't talked to them about this link that I want to do next.
You're sole, are you by yourself?
Yes.
What's your cost of acquiring a customer?
Right now, it hasn't been good. I would say doing just Facebook, it's been about $10 per customer. I have 25% of the customers that land on my website start the registration process. But since it's fintech, they have to trust me with their money. That they drop out. So it's really important for me to, like he was saying, to work with the banks so they understand that customers don't understand deposit brokers yet. So I can say, your money is going to Live Oak Bank, your money is going to Capital One. Those things are very important. The next step is building that credibility, working with banks and working with sellers, so I can get people to trust me to use it. Right now, the only people that use it understand lean concepts and so I have that credibility instantly.
What's your background? How did you get into this?
I have a degree in business administration, a minor in finance, and an incomplete accounting degree. So when you think about business administration, that's when you learn about lean. You learned about finance and learned about time value of money to bring them together, and then learning accounting to develop it and understand the design of it and how it would need to work.
What's your plan to build a team?
So get an investor and build a team. I need. I definitely. I don't want. I hope to have third-party everything. Right now I just give the money to the bank. Right now I batch load the transactions into QuickBooks. I would love to get money and use an outside team for marketing and an outside team for production. I would like to have my overhead as little as possible. When you talk about adding a link to an advertiser's digital content, that's pretty self-explanatory. So I hope to be able to move with myself as much as possible.
One more question.
How do you make money from these users? You mentioned the average deposit's $100. How much of that are you getting, and what's your revenue model?
So lean cash is I just put into savings accounts, and I get that 1%. Lean CD, I give out 80% of what I get, so I make 20%. And then hopefully when I'm doing investments, I'll probably do the same thing as I do for CDs, where I give out a little bit less than I get. So since I'm giving out less than I get, and once I give that money to the bank, it costs me less to cover my customers' liability than it costs for them to cover their installment. So once I get it to the bank, my job's done. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good job.
Thanks. Thank you.